If you're an American worker, particularly if you have ever worked in a corporate environment, it's very likely that at some point during your career, you've attended some type of diversity and inclusion training mandated by your employer. On the surface, diversity and inclusion don't sound like bad principles, but in actuality, they often function as buzzwords that reveal the hypocrisy of corporate America and dilute and misrepresent the principles and goals of actually radical liberatory movements. This week for LitHub, Liz Jackson writes about this very phenomenon in regards to corporate disability literature, specifically discussing Tiffany Yu's book, The Anti-Ableist Manifesto, Smashing Stereotypes, Forging Change, and Building a Disability-Inclusive World. Jackson highlights the empty promises of corporate disability inclusion using Yu's book as an example, noting that Yu's intended readership, who are mostly people employed by universities and corporations, are made to believe that they can build a disability-inclusive world by doing such meaningless things as diversifying their social feeds or hiring who Professor Carrie Sandoval calls the easily assimilated able disabled. Jackson rightfully asks, why would you encourage readers to do that when instead you could encourage them to think about navigating and dismantling institutional barriers? Jackson also points out that corporate disability and inclusion movements often misconstrue and completely decontextualize actual principles of radical movements. And she does so by illustrating how her own work was taken out of context. If you want to read more about what Liz Jackson has to say about the false radicalism of corporate disability literature, you can check it out right now on lithub.com. And as always, for more of the latest in literature, you should follow LitHub.